Now I request Mr. Raghuram to deliver the felicitation address.
I think following Dr. Girish is going to be a very difficult act, because what Dr. Girish was able to do was to provide a lot of information about acupuncture, about the field of medicine, and how complementary medicine can work together with the field of medicine. So let me just start off by saying good morning, everybody, and namaskarams to everybody for on this great occasion of the 23rd annual event of Reiki Center of India. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to be here and to be in the presence of Dr. Lalitha and Dr. Girish and everybody else on this occasion. On a lighter note, what I do want to say is that I have never, ever given a felicitation speech ever. So what I did to make up for this lack of experience was to look up for the meaning of the word felicitation. And when I looked at the word, what I understood was that felicitation represents words expressing praise for an achievement or good wishes on a special occasion. When I started reflecting on this statement or this set of words, what I really thought about was this is also an opportunity for us to express gratitude for the place that we find ourselves in. The first thing that I would like to point out about the place that we find ourselves in is that this is the 23rd annual meeting of RCI, which is really a momentous achievement or a mammoth achievement in itself. And that calls for gratitude, not only to Dr. Lalitha, but also to all the community members that are here. And last but not the least, there is a gratitude that we owe to Dr. Lalitha, who has been the founder of RCI and also a force behind all the activities that the community has taken up. To felicitate basically means that we need to recognize some of the achievements that people have done or completed. Let me first start off by looking at some of the achievements of the Reiki Center of India. And then we will talk about how I would like to view Dr. Lalitha. And I believe that would be a resonance with everybody else's sentiments. During the last couple of years, we have seen nothing but challenges in terms of limitations in reaching people, being face-to-face with people, and so on. Despite these challenges, and maybe even because of it, like someone else pointed out earlier, this community of RCI has grown and fostered. During this period, one of the biggest changes that has taken place is the switch from being in an offline mode to an online mode. And I think that, that movement from being offline to online has allowed the RCI to expand to different geographies, such as Canada, US, France, Portugal, and UK. It has also, in the process of this 1 year, created new Grand Masters and Reiki Masters who can take the mission of teaching forward, which basically means that there's a new legacy being created and a force behind that legacy that is being created. Over and above, when you look at the community, it has a WhatsApp group that is dealing with Reiki healing. And all the students who have been through this Reiki learning process are members of this WhatsApp group. When you look at the contents in the WhatsApp group, what you typically find is questions that come up in terms of what can we do and how can we treat people who are facing certain ailments. And secondly, it is about sending healing to different people who are undergoing certain trying circumstances. So this is a completely open community that is doing this service of healing people from a distance and collating the collective energy of people within the community and helping the person recover from whatever challenges they face. And I think that's a great achievement. And to continue that service is simply impressive. Now, as a community, as you do things for other people, it is also important for the community members to grow. And that is where the meditation sessions that are being done at frequent intervals by the RCI group is extremely important because it allows you to de-stress, and it also enhances the spiritual energy or the healing energy of the participants that are there. And there are weekly sessions that are being conducted that enhance the spiritual conscience of the members that are there. So if I just simply look at the key achievements, these are some of the achievements. What you will see as we go through the rest of the program is that members of this community are going to be talking about some of the experiences that they have had treating patients. And I think that's an amazing achievement in itself. So at this moment, I'd like to thank Dr. Lalitha and the dedicated office bearers of RCI and also the members of this community for having taken this up and to actually propagate this message of goodwill, good health through collective participation. So thank you once again for that. Now, let me move on to the other aspect, and that is to say, when we have a community like Reiki Center of India, there has to be a force behind the community. And for that, I'd like to recognize Dr. Lalitha, who has been a special person who has taken up this opportunity to create a community which is aware of Reiki, which is practicing Reiki, and is delivering service to the people around us. So when you look at someone who has that capability to lead, we can look at some of the facets that the person brings. And I think that we need to be thankful for this particular set of facets that Dr. Lalitha has emanated or shown or showcased just by being herself. First and foremost, when you look at Dr. Lalitha, you can see that there is a very passionate, energetic individual who is working towards a single cause of good health for people. She has made a mark for herself as a healer. But more importantly, being a healer alone does not become a limiting purpose. She has been a lifelong learner, and I think that you can see that by the accolades and by the different styles of healing, complementary healing that she has taken up. Over and above, she's been a lifelong teacher. And without her being a teacher, I don't think any of us can even spell the word Reiki or be there practicing Reiki at this point in time. Now, being a teacher allows you to communicate the message to a smaller group of people. But being an author allows you to expand upon that. And she has been an author of several books on the subject of Reiki and Sujok and maybe other areas of articles and so on and so forth. I think as a founder, she has not only been a teacher, a guiding force behind all the activities of the community, but she's been a mentor. And what I mean by a mentor is that whenever someone has a query, she has had the ability to take the time and understand what it is that the person is asking and to provide a solution or an approach on how to overcome that. And I think that for that alone, one needs a debt of gratitude to be expressed to Dr. Lalitha. Last but not the least, I'd like to say that Dr. Lalitha has been a leader who has created a legacy for all of us to follow. Now, I think Dr. Girish in his speech also mentioned certain sentiments about empathy, about the dedication that she has, applied in getting to the place where she's at as the founder of RCI. So all these sentiments, I believe, do justice to the person behind this movement. And for that, Dr. Lalitha, I thank you sincerely. I'm sure that in the gathering today, we have people from all walks of life who've been influenced by her energy, by her passion and dedication. Now, as part of a felicitation address, not only to the community but also to Dr. Lalitha and to Dr. Girish, who has been part of this session, the question that came to my mind is, how can we thank this person for the influence that she has had on our lives? Is it by just using certain words that through which we express our gratitude? Or is there something else that we can do? And I believe that there is something else that we can do, which will carry more meaning to Dr. Lalitha and also probably the different members of the community. First and foremost, I'm sure that, among all the members that have been part of this community, and this morning when Sridevi was talking about the RCI community, she was talking about more than 250 people being part of it. I'm sure that some of us have strayed from the path of practicing what we have been taught. And for those of us, and that is including me, who have strayed from the path, this is a call to bestow upon her an honor by pledging to practice what we have learned and become re-energized and start walking the path of Reiki and all that she has taught us. For those of us that have stayed the course, those who have been practicing and have been participating actively in the community, kudos to all of you. And may you all gain more strength, learn further, and stay inspired as you stay on this course. And for all the members that are participating in this session, for all the members that are audience groups that are there, I implore upon you to step up and build upon this legacy that our teacher and founder of RCI has created. So let me take just a minute and say, Dr. Lalitha, thank you so much for creating not only students who can follow you, but also to start a meeting or a community that can follow you. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raghuram, sir. Now it is time for our Reiki healers to share their valuable experiences.